Here we go. We've got our Discord here. If you want to be taking part in our polls of the week, then Discord is the place to be. I'll put those commands in chat. So I've just I did change the command for that one. I want more votes, that's why. And that's here. It should lead to the links. Hopefully it does. Ooh, we got another vote. Sign and loss, thank you for the vote. But yeah, we need more. So I'm probably gonna keep this one open for maybe until next Monday's stream, and then we can see what the vote's like then. And also because we should probably open the submissions now, because we're live. What I'm probably going to do is keep this channel open during stream times, but close it while I'm not live, because I have to turn my bot off then, especially when I'm asleep. But voting will always be allowed, even when I'm not streaming. So people should be able to submit stuff now. If you wish, don't feel pressured. It's like the command says. Sometimes it's hard to think of an idea. I get it. But yeah, the vote would be great, because we really want to make sure we get the best one as the winner out of all these. They're all pretty cool, but we want to know what one is the best. So how's the game developing going? It's going alright, Togu. I mean, it's been, just like Silent said with his creative projects, it's been a bit of a process, and the last couple of months have been slower. One, because I was away, and two, because Twitch wasn't my priority for around the summer. So I was only streaming once a week, but I'm back now. I'm back to streaming 3 days a week, guys. So we're gonna get super into this, and I am hoping, like, as an estimate, to see episode 1 of this game, like a potential release around the end of the year. I think that would be really awesome. But of course, with games, sometimes the release date plan doesn't go to plan. But we'll try. That'll be what we aim for. If we have to extend it until early next year, then that's cool too. I think it's good to have a tie. And episode 1, it'll be free, because we're releasing this game episodically. So I think that's a good way to do this, because it's going to be a super long game, a super long project, and as every episode is released, people will get to play it and get excited about the next episode and stuff. So I think that could work well. Where will you release? Whatever platform lets me release on there, really, because it'll be free to play. Someone suggested what's it called? Itch. I forgot the name of it, but there's this like pretty good platform that might be a good one to put it on. But I'll have a look around. Hey, hi, what are you doing today? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good week. But that naive optimism is what got me started. You originally wanted to finish in 1 year and starting to push 4 years. Yeah, it's how it goes. Like, everyone says, oh, it'll be out next year. I'll be out then. And it usually takes like 3 or 4 times as long, because that's what projects are like. But it's good. I mean, don't rush, because that's how burnout happens, when you put too much pressure on yourself. Just take it as you want to take it. That's what I've told myself with this project, because this project is all I do on Twitch now. This is like basically my Twitch career now. So, you know, if you want to see me stream for another 10 years, then that means this project has to last 10 years. Because I'm not a game streamer anymore. I put a tweet up about why that is. I wasn't really getting as much enjoyment from playing games anymore. A lot of it was because of backseating and feeling frustrated and like I was a noob. It was fun at times, don't get me wrong. I had a blast with Dark Souls streams, and there's a lot of good memories, but I think I just wanted a break from it and to do something like this instead. My focus changed to this instead. Game development is always a stretch. I've also been dipping into it and using Unity. It's been about 4 months since I started, and you'd say you've done about 1% of what I've planned. Yeah, I remember you saying you were doing that, Togu. But yeah, if like you get going with your project, Tog, I'd love to hear more about it. I'm even actually planning to add a creative section to our Discord. I might do that right now, actually. What I'll do is I'll clone this channel. What should we call it? Your creative work. I think that could be an okay name for now. So basically, if you make music, if you do artwork, if you make games, if you write stories, if you do cosplay, anything all that's creative, like, just pop in this channel and we'll check it out. It got requested by someone a couple of weeks ago, so what should we say? Let's write a message. Post, feel free to post your creative work here. We'd love to check it out. Nah, it doesn't have to be anything specific. I think that is totally fine, and I'll just pin that message. So the options are, guys, now for you to share your creative work with us. Keep changing engines and don't get very far. Yeah. What engine are you using now, Az? And thank you for the follow as well, Payzeo. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I tried to like shorten. I'll call you Pay. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Been looking at Unreal Engine, so an engine change may be in view. Yeah, I think like if you're a coder and stuff and you want to make something, you want more freedom with what you want to make. Unreal or Unity seem like good choices, from what I've heard. RPG Maker's brilliant for anybody that wants to just make an RPG game, and like isn't really that experienced with game dev. So I've been trying to get, I'm saying this because I want to try and get others to make an RPG game like me too. I'd love to see others making one, to be honest. I'd love to see that. Tells me how she wants you to pick one and get on with it. Oh no, does she pressure you? But anyway, guys, that channel's there now. I was wondering whether I should put it in media or keep in real life things. I'm unsure, because it could work in either. I'm just gonna, it looks messy having it be too long, so I'm gonna just change it to that. There you go, perfect. Also, yeah, I've put live now on my Twitter now. I'm trying a new thing where instead of doing live tweets, I put that in front of my name. I don't know if it's effective at all, but we'll give it a go. So I have another version of RPG Maker right enough, so I never know. Oh, what version have you got? There's been so many. I wonder when there's a new one coming out. Okay, so Photoshop. Let's get Photoshop up and have a little peek at what we did yesterday. For some reason, Photoshop isn't in the window capture. Might have to make a new one. There we go. Okay. It's hiding me. There we go. Okay, so yesterday I was just like putting vines and stuff on the cliffs, because that was like the last thing we needed to do with the maps, really. Now we've done it all. The layout's done, the paths are there, the trees are there, and that was the only thing we was missing. I think it looks okay. I'm always up for feedback if anyone's got any ideas, if they feel like there's something wrong with how it looks. But I'm okay with that, and we've got to do the same thing to the other 5 maps as well. And don't forget, we got to name the last 2 maps of the Everbloom Forest. We've named the first 4 and they're all pretty cool. Blessed Cascade, Winding Way, Silent Haven, and Tall Stone Mountain. So we're giving them all descriptive names, every single map in the game. So it's a lot of we've got to get our thinking caps on for good names for these streams, because there's going to be a lot of those sort of streams probably. Also, we've got a few visual issues, so I'm probably gonna just make sure the map is okay. Right here, for some reason I haven't got the right tile set. I have to unlock it. I have a bit of a laggy computer today. It's like some days it doesn't want to behave. There we go. I have to... Yeah, we didn't have the shadow right on the edge, so that was wrong then. I think we got that in another few spots as well. Sometimes we have to like really make sure it looks okay. Yeah, here is another section. I don't know what's going on there and why I forgot to put the shadow there. But that always happens. Even when we've been playing the game for months, we might just randomly see something wrong with one of the maps one day. You guys can be my testers. There we go. Perfect. And a few little corners that I missed off as well. I'm gonna probably do the thorough checking off stream. Shut up! And I'm saying shut up to my neighbour. He's hammering. He like does it every single day. Not even kidding. He probably can hear me slagging him off as well, because our walls are super thin. And honestly, I can hear his pooters when he does them as well. That's how thin our walls are. I hear my neighbour's pooters. You won't know what a pooter is, don't you guys? It's my word for fart. Silent knows what a pooter is though. Silent, yeah, Silent's got his own command. He's got his own command, and he's got a name after him. A place in the forest named after him. Is he a carpenter now? I don't think he works at the moment. I think he's unemployed, but it's like, I just like, what's he even doing in there? What's he making? To be doing it every single day. I'm just curious. It's like been going on like randomly for the last like couple of years. Some days he doesn't do it, but then like today he's doing it. I think the place of the forest is simply named after you by a coincidence. And you know who it was that thought of that name? Me. I thought of Silent Haven. Who knows if I had you in mind or not. Okay, so we got a lot of layers going on here. We got our other map. Oh no, I've merged the maps, didn't I? Just leave it like that for now. So we can either like carry on doing this today, just putting vines and little visual details over the cliffs on the other maps. We can do that, it's pretty chill. Or we can make the mini maps. We got more mini maps to make. Or we can make the enemy sprites, because we have a few enemies. We have We've already made the sprites for the plants, the toxic plant, the mushroom, and the bee. But we've also got a few other enemies as well, like a deer and a tree stump. And a flower as well. We have a flower enemy, but I think we did the sprite for that one. And also, once we've decided the story and the route we're going to take for the next part of the story, which obviously we're doing currently this week, maybe we'll close that on Monday. Once we know which one we're doing, that's when we'll decide on the final boss of this dungeon together, what the boss is going to be. Because that's still a mystery, and I'm intrigued with what we're going to go with for that. So I'll probably do that in a similar way that we did when we decided the enemies. I'll just gather a bunch of enemy assets, several enemy assets, and I'll put it on a poll. And the one that gets the most votes will be the one that will be the boss. Perhaps some small ledges on the cliffs just to break them up a bit. Let's have a look again. I kind of did that there. I did think about different sized ones, but I don't know if I could find any assets for that. We could make it bigger. Would it look pixelated if we did that? Well, it's pixelated anyway. But you know what I mean. It might look blurry. We could try. Actually, give it a go. No harm in seeing what it looks like if we make it larger. So I'm going to just copy. Let's get our grid up again. Maybe if it was twice the size of this, that could work. Fingers crossed it looks good. Might have to make a little edit. And obviously delete the background, of course. We'll zoom in a bit because I don't know if we've got that accurate there. Yeah, it looks a bit weird now we've made it bigger, so I'm probably going to have to edit the sprite a bit. But that could work, you know what I mean? Having a different sized one gives a bit of variety if we put a few of them on the cliffs. What do you reckon, guys? If we just tidy it up a bit, of course, so it's not blurry and weird. The cliffs need graffiti. Oh my goodness, what if that was a plot in a side quest? But you know what does need graffiti? The tree in Lakefall. It needs lovers' initials on it. Remember, Silent, you thought of that idea. But that's not graffiti, that's more like carving, isn't it? that was a really interesting touch. So I'm looking forward to doing that side quest. It's a bit bonkers and cool and awesome. Sounds like a plan, yay! Okay, so shut up, start hammering. I'm gonna cry now. He's mean. And my dad like went round the house and told him off and said stop doing it. And they're like got in a fight. He slammed the door in his face and swore at him and stuff. So it's a mess. We're thinking of moving house because it's that bad. You know it's bad when you've lived somewhere. Like I've lived in this house since I was 4 years old, and we're thinking of moving house because of it. Drop that beat. Okay, so this might be a little bit time consuming, but it actually does look better. It looks worse when it's zoomed in, but we still need to neaten it up a bit. Let's see what happens if we sharpen it. Doesn't seem to work. I'm very much not fond of the blurred look, but we'll do it. We'll fix it. And I'm not a fan of the look of the sharpened look either. I did do some of this last night. I finished the map anyway, putting the vines around. Right, I'm going to just hide this background so I can actually see what I need to delete. You can use an image upscale if you want high quality image to be produced. Do you know any good ones? I feel like now I've already started doing it, I might as well do it manually. But I could always do that next time, I guess, with anything else, because I'm sure we'll have to do something like this again in the future. Do they work well generally? Because I've never actually used an image upscaler before. I wondered if it's a myth, whether it actually works effectively or not. We don't need to do it 100% perfect though, because it generally looks okay when it's at the zoomed out, well, the correct zoom level. Things always look worse when they're zoomed in super close, and I don't think we have to be too fussy. It's not like it's gonna, as long as it doesn't look hideous or ugly. Now that is the zoom level that the game is in. It does need a sort of sorting out a little bit. So I'm just going to move it here so we can look at this one as a reference. Try and get it just so it looks something like waifu times 2 is something you've used for it works pretty good. Browser based, you go, okay, we might as well give it a go, because I'm not sure I like this. It's just way too blurry, and maybe waifu will do a better job. I like the name of it, Silent. So let's have a look. There's even a waifu in the background on the website. Let's go on there. So we're gonna have to save the image first of all. I'm just going in Photoshop and It's usually something intended for anime style images, but it seems to work nicely on anything with bright colours. We'll give it a go. It can't look any worse than it did when I upscaled it in Photoshop. So, but I do agree. I think what Az's suggestion about having the bigger cliffs was a good idea, and I do think once we get it looking good, not blurry, that it will look good on the cliffs, because the size variety really does help. It's a shame that there isn't already an existing asset like that, but we'll have to do this sometimes. We'll be doing a lot of manual asset editing, and I'm not that experienced at asset editing. I'm more experienced at creating my own assets from scratch. Problem with that is it takes me a very long time because I'm very slow at doing artwork, which is another reason I'm not really doing it for this game. But we'll get better, but it'll be interesting to practice being an asset editor, and I'll be a pro by the end of this project at it. Be editing them like nothing. I hope. Waifu times 2, so a game about 2 of Rose. I'm a waifu, am I? I'm very flattered. Well, I do wonder if the fact that this is a more pixel image, it's going to give it a hard time. Yeah, well, no harm in trying though. I mean, if you don't try, you never know, right? So I've saved the image now, so let's go back on the website. My computer's been a right old slow coach today. It wasn't yesterday, like it actually was good, so it picks and chooses the days when it wants to be slow. Only if I was 12 foot tall? Nope. I'm small. I'm not like tiny, but I'm smaller than average. Slightly. Okay, so we got to make sure we pick the right settings. So artwork for artwork, noise reduction. You need to use noise reduction if image actually has noise, or it might cut. We don't have noise, so none, I assume. I hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, tell me, guys. Upscaling ×2. I want it ×2. I'm not a robot. How dare it? Actually, I am. I'm an android, actually. 3 foot 11 inches. I bet you can't guess my real height. Wonder who's going to get that right. The green screen's still being a butt face, I see. Okay, so here it is, guys. Here's the finished result. Can't work out if it's any different, you know. I don't even know. But it might be better. Did we delete the old one? We can compare and see. So let's have a look at Photoshop. What do you think, guys? It's slightly better, isn't it? It's definitely better. That one's way more blurry from what I can see. There's not like a huge difference, but if you look closely, you can see that there's more blur on the one on the left. Let's look how this looks zoomed out. See, it does look, there is like, I wouldn't say it was a huge difference, but there is like a slight difference for sure. So, thank you Silent Loss, we will be using that in the future. Waifu ×2 for if we have to do this again. It's still going to require a little bit of manual editing from me, but less so. So, which is cool. Let's delete that one now. So let's think what we got to do, guys, and obviously chat if you've got any suggestions for how we can edit this image, then feel free to say, because I am certainly not a pro at image editing. So first of all, I'm going to delete the background because we don't need it. looks messy, so. We just want to make sure we don't delete any. We'll delete that because we don't want it to look like a square. It seems to focus on the contrast of the lines a bit more, which makes sense considering what the normal use case is. Well, I'm glad you told me about that, because it'll be very handy for the future, not just this time. And yeah, it's not like it's a massive difference, but it's definitely a difference, and so it's worth it really to use it. Can you guys hear my neighbour out of curiosity? Can you hear him hammering? Because I had like construction work yesterday as well, but that wasn't actually my neighbour that time. That was my own family having trees chopped down. But it wasn't that bad. You guys said it wasn't that disruptive yesterday, so. But it's more that it bothers me more than anything. It's very distracting for me to hear the hammering. He'd be the sort of person, if I knocked on his door and says, I hope you don't mind, but I'm a streamer and stuff, and it would really be helpful if there wasn't noise during this time of day, that he'd like really like start swearing at me and slamming the door in my face if I did that. That's the sort of person he is, because he's a woman beater as well. So yeah. Hi Geeky Girl, how you doing? It's so good to see you. How's it going, Geeky? How's life? You can't hear it, as can every so often, but it's fine. Silent can. Let me turn you up and see if we can hear it. Rex is going deaf. But no, as long as it's not horrible for you guys, like if it ever gets to the point where if there's construction work happening or hammering and it gets really irritating for you, then just say. And I will mute my mic briefly if it ever gets to that point, and just do a silent stream for 5 minutes until it stops. So I never want to like have like an annoying sound in the background. That wouldn't be very pleasant to watch. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good, guys. We're just doing a bit of image editing at the moment. We finished our little forest dungeon that we've been working on, so it's just like tidying things up and making sure it's like looking super good, and other than that it's done. So it's cool. We're having fun, and I'm back to streaming 3 days a week now. I temporarily for a few months started streaming for just 1 day a week, but I was missing streaming. I felt a bit lonely, and I felt like something was missing in my life, and I thought I'm going to go back to doing what I did before. So I only really changed my schedule because of like things getting a little bit hectic and busy and having other things I had to do. But then that kind of calmed down a bit, so I thought, yeah, let's go back to how things were. And that's the good thing about being a streamer. You can go by what you want to do. I'm so pumped for this game. That's so awesome to hear. And yeah, I'm so excited for when the game gets to a point where it's playable for you guys. Because if we did what games normally do and wait until it's completed, you'll potentially, I'm not even kidding, maybe waiting until another 3 years if we wait. And I don't want you guys to have to wait that long for the game, so we're doing it episodically now. Is it episodically or episodically? How is it pronounced? But So yeah, releasing it episodically will like let you guys play it potentially in the next few months when we release episode 1. And I think that format works quite well for games nowadays. If we look at games like Life is Strange and games similar to that, and even the new Final Fantasy VII remake's going to be doing that apparently, and I'm really intrigued to see how that'll work out for that. Thank you for the bitties. Oh my goodness, is that baguette bitties? Sandwich bitties? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Geeky Goat. Number 1 now. Number 1. Because you're special. Oh yeah, we got a little +1 as well, because now, is it September? It's September, isn't it? That's what that emote is. I've just remembered. September. So there's sub-bitties. Believe they are sandwiches. Hopefully it's not $60 per episode. I can't afford that. If it's that, I will lose a lot of respect for Square, because that makes it seem like it's nothing but a money grabbing thing, and it literally should. I mean, some people might disagree with me. Some might think no, it will be worth $60 per episode because the quality will be that high. Then we totally shouldn't be paying that for every episode. I guess it depends. Like when the game comes out, if it should literally is like a full game, and I mean like Witcher 3 level here, then yes, it deserves that price tag. But if it's not, if it's like something that can be played in just a few hours and then it's finished, that episode, then no. I mean, no. This is why I have a lot of respect for CD Projekt Red, the Witcher devs, because their game, that Witcher 3, is like the 2 DLCs. Just the 2 DLCs were like 2 full games. And it just tells me how they're not a money grabbing team. So I very much look forward to the release of any game they make. But anyway, I'm going on a rant about how I hope it's not $60 per episode. But you won't have that problem with my game, because Raindrop Chronicles is going to be free. Every episode free. I want everybody to play it, and I don't want to make people feel like they have to pay to play the game. Because it's not. I don't know. Because like we're borrowing a lot of assets anyway, it makes me feel a little bit awkward, and I wouldn't want a lawsuit put against me at all in any way. And we've even got characters like Colonel Sanders in the game. And I like the idea of having a lot of creative freedom with this game and adding whatever we want. And it's cool. So that's one of the reasons why I want it to be free as well. But what should we do next with this to make it look better? Let's zoom out and see how it looks again now we've got rid of the background. One thing we could do is make the cliff the same size, the little rocks. I mean, it doesn't look dreadful. I could even get away with keeping it like that, because the game zoom level is that. That's how it'll look in game. I don't want it to be there though. We're gonna have it. We'd have it somewhere. We'd spread it out so it's not next to others. We'd probably put 3 or 4 of them down, and same on the other cliff as well. See how it looks there. Should we have some like further down, like there? Do you think it looks better higher up or in the middle, or? So one thing we could do, I'm going to just experiment a sec. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to not bother, but I'm kind of intrigued how it would look if we just use... Trying to get this layer at the top. Today's the day. Oh my goodness, Silent, you're going to be 500 raindrops today. Okay, so what's going to happen then? Once you hit 500 raindrops, the next stream will be a character creation, a character sheet stream, where I make the character sheet of your character, Silent. And I've also got it to the character sheet of Kindle Trash's character too. So I do both of your characters. And that'll be awesome, because then you'll have a character sheet and then you can be put with the others under the character channel in the Discord. And I'll also tweet as well. I'll also do a tweet. Even though Twitter's messed up the image sizes now, and made the image sizes so silly. I posted a picture on Twitter last night of me with a Moogle head. It was genius, and it didn't even show it properly. So I was very disappointed with Twitter. It never used to be like that. Rose, I have totally and completely forgotten what my character submission was, so I'm super excited. It's going to be like a new reveal to me. Well, if you get 500 raindrops today, then Monday's stream will be the character sheet stream and you'll get to see. Well, if you're there, that is. If you're not, then it'll be a surprise. But if you're in the stream, then you'll kind of be involved in your character as we putting it all together. So basically all I do is copy from the character sheet anyway, because everything that's in the character submission form you did will be basically just put in the character sheets. If you've seen the sheets, you'll know exactly what I mean, because all the questions I asked are all the same ones on that. So I'm excited. It's always good to have more characters in the game, and I'm very much considering keeping the 500 raindrops as the target for people. For now, I might change it in the future if it seems like people are getting them too easily and there's too many characters in the game. But I kind of want people that are new to the stream, say, I don't want them to feel like it's too much of a grind to be in the game as a character. So I don't want to make it extremely high, but we'll see how it goes. We'll just because I would like to introduce more. I think we could do with some more characters. See, this is going to be weird because it doesn't have the shadow in it. Sometimes I could try the blending mouse, but it'll probably look really weird. The burn tool was a nightmare yesterday, so I kind of don't want to do it again, but maybe I'll have to. Because I'm not sure, I don't know if it's consistent having these big rock pieces here when it's small everywhere else. But I just think that because I'm a fuss pot and I like consistency. But we could just keep it this here's placeholder for now, and I can edit it off stream. I don't know whether image editing is something exciting for people to watch. If people have an interest in watching how I go about doing this, then I do it right now. Because there's so many options on what we can do during streams. Like the list is like pretty long now with the tasks that we've got to do. So it's like thinking what we're going to do and stuffs. I mean, everybody's favourite thing to do is world building and polls and stuff, but we've already got that. We've got plenty of polls up at the moment, and we're still in the middle of voting on them. So I kind of don't want to introduce too many more yet. I think having 2 or 3 polls max at the same time is plenty. But obviously when those poles are closed, then I'll probably want to add new poles. Where did it go? Here it is, I think. No, hang on, I'm gonna have to change the layer names. My neighbour's still hammering. I think he's doing it on purpose. Because he knows I'm streaming. I've lost the Okay, so I'm going to just change the blend mode briefly, just so I know what bits need chopping off, because then that helps me see. I'm sorry about the noise, guys, it's extremely frustrating and I want to swear at him at them right now, which is very unlike me. It's probably way louder for me than it is for you guys, though. So it seems worse because of that. Reminds me of that one Loomis show sketch. What happened in that? Silent. Okay, so what I'm going to probably do then, well, first of all, I've got to make sure I'm gonna delete the bit that is covering the grass, and then I'm going to use the burn tool to create a shadow probably. And then I think that'll be enough. I think I'll be satisfied with how that is then. And I guess I just decided with the rest of the stream if we're going to do this, what we've done here for the other 5 screens, or do some mini-map making. Because those two seem like the two important jobs that need to be ticked off our list. Getting everything associated with the mapping finished will be a good job done, and then we can truly focus on the enemies and the battle mechanics and the dialogue and the story for a few streams then. Not because all the mapping will be officially done until we do the next dungeon, which will be the cave, which I don't think will be much longer. I can see us starting the cave soon because we'll likely get a quest that sends us there. Okay, so okay, so I think that's it. I think we've done the job. So, but we need to, obviously there's no shadow on it at the moment, but I do think it'll be better once it's got the shadow on it. It'll look better because it'll have the consistent same cliff pattern then as the rest of it, because I really am not a fan of how the little pieces are bigger. So let's use the burn tool and see what that does. I'm going to save it first. Whereas the bunch of people in the neighbouring room partying at very late time, where Limmy is trying to sleep, but right as he's about to get upset, he decided to think of the people partying as his friends, and then it makes him happy to know that his friends are smiling and having a good time. A few moments later, he decides to try and invite himself over to the party, offering a bottle of wine, but the owner of the room turns him down, stating that it's a private party. It then hard cuts to Limmy back to his room on the phone with the authorities filing a noise complaint. Yeah. It's this stream can become a comedy stream then. Fingers crossed this looks good, guys. The one thing about the burn tool I don't like is how it tends to have a very grey look to it sometimes. But I think if we keep the exposure super low, then it might be okay. It's nearly done. Just make a little bit, tiny bit more. The UK police won't be able to do much in the local council. Yeah. I mean, normally I wouldn't really care. It's just on streaming, it's like the worst nightmare for a stream. Well, I don't know. Maybe some streamers won't mind, but I feel like noise is the one thing for me as a streamer that I could do without. I think we close to being done. The grass isn't like 100% perfect because at the zoom out level it doesn't really look too bad, so. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Need to merge down. Okay, now we gotta just think where we're gonna place them. So how many would you say we'd need on this cliff, and whereabouts do you think they'd look best? Do you think higher up, middle? So I'm thinking like the larger areas like here and here would be good places. Somewhere like that, maybe. Yeah, I tend with these smaller cliffs here. I've tended to not. I've just put the vines on them and bits of dirt, and that's plenty. But it's these real big areas of cliffs where I think we need these to be. It's not 3 AM in the UK. I've always wondered what a 3 AM stream would be like to do. I couldn't do it while I'm living here because people sleep. But if I lived on my own, I would do it on a day that I didn't have to be up early, maybe as a one-off. I thought everyone from UK was only up at stupid late hours. Kappa meaning me. I'm a massive night owl. I'm glad I have actually done this larger cliff. I think it's made it look even better. I'm gonna, would you call it a cliff? I don't know if that's the right term for it. just a rock, isn't it, really? So yeah, I'm going to just move the little ones to the thinner sections, and we'll have the big ones on the wider sections. But we could have like one little one and a big one sometimes. Like that. Right, we're going to have to make sure they're in the right part, so I'm just going to get the grid up. The reason, I mean, with this one I need to be precise with the grid because it's got a background and the pattern will be off otherwise. The other one doesn't have the background, so. But yeah, I think we're done with the Blessed Cascade part of the Everbloom Forest now. I'm okay with the look of this place, and I added a bridge shadow, by the way. That's how it was before, and that's how it is now. Would you say that shadow is correct, guys? Like the perspective of it? Because I don't know, I'm very bad with knowing things like shadows, where they're meant to be, and that. That's why I couldn't be like a realistic artist with a 3D one and stuff. I'd love to, but I know nothing about light and shadow, even though I did an art and design college course. Because I'm not a traditional artist. I just do whatever I want to do. Looks fine to me. Yay! I'm happy. I'm gonna just rename the layers and stuff like it, because tidy things up so we don't get confused by what's what. Got a lot of layers here. So are these are the only big ones? No, we got more big cliffs than that, surely. They're the little ones. Dirt, plants. See, we got a lot of stuff here, guys. Do you know on those layers? I thought I put more down than that. Obviously didn't. I could have sworn we had one on that. I guess we got to put some more down. I'm losing it, guys. I don't know what's going on. There we go. We'll put some more. Yeah, I thought we had one here as well. They're hiding somewhere. Also, hi guys that have just come in chat. Was a little bit distracted then. Hi Jeray and hi Tom. Can I ask why you're laughing at my accent, Tom? What's wrong with the West Midlands accent? Is it a laughable thing? And how are you doing, Jeray? How's it going? Who's failing me? It's very disorientating to be failed when you aren't expecting to be failed. He is clearly jealous for us. I'm just simply curious because it's a strange thing to do, isn't it? Like put a lull after something like that. Makes me just wonder what's on his mind exactly. Either work's not paid enough, probably need a cookie, or let's give Jerry a cookie. I think that's unfair. I'm gonna call your boss and tell him to let you have some more days off. She sounds like she's from London to me, Kappa. I've had all sorts. I've had people think I'm French. People think I'm Irish. I've had people think I'm an Aussie. Even Hungarian. Nah, I actually lied and said I was Hungarian. That was me joking. But people have genuinely thought I'm from Australia, France and Ireland. So, I don't know why. Obviously Ireland because I'm pale. But I clearly do not have a French accent in any form. And Australia, I can kind of get that because people do get very confused with Britain and Australia sometimes with accents. We Americans are quite uncultured. Yeah, I mean, Americans have always, I think our British accents sound quite similar maybe to American people. I mean, obviously there's a difference between someone who's very posh British to someone who's more common like me. I'm a posh common person, if that makes sense. Like, I'm from like a more, not as posh like part of the UK, but I'm like a more posher person from that part. But yeah, I always get complimented from internationals. They always love my accent. But when I noticed that when a local comes in, like somebody from the UK, who isn't from my region, like say they might be from the south or something, or the north, they always like. It's like people from where I'm from are like the scum of the UK in some way. Like, there's a very snobby attitude towards people from the West Midlands, which I think is really bad. And those people can like go away. Okay. People shouldn't be judged from where they're from. And that's simply why I was like, why is there a lull after your comment about my accent? Because I'm gonna be skeptical at something like that. It's like, you find it funny? Why? That's all. Rosie's practically as posh as the Queen. Diamond in the rough. Yeah, that's a good way to put it as. Every single American you met has been extraordinarily interesting. You're American, aren't you, Silent? Am I wrong? I'm very sorry if you're not. I assumed you were, because I think I assume everyone is American because it is like the biggest. It seems to be where most the online audience are from, like the biggest percentage. But I shouldn't be so narrow-minded. Rosie's yeah, I'm not posh, but I'm like, people from my area ask if I've been to private school. That's all, like, because I'm one of the posher people from this area. But I never went to private school. But people think I did because some people from here have some very, very strong accents that aren't very posh at all. Those people can sign off. No, Silent is Canadian. Oh, is he? I suppose Canada is America, though, in some way. But that's wrong. Canada's nothing like America. Politically, it's very different as well. Our southern accents are closer, but our Midwesterns are much more monotone. Yeah. So you've got a southern accent, Joey? I'm curious now. Canada is pretty much the same. I would be proud to be an American as I'm proud to be American. Canada's a lovely place. Like, every Canadian I've known has been really... I've never had a problem with a single Canadian person. Most Americans aren't that proud, honestly. I'll stay and help represent UK with you on stream. You're from the UK as well as? Sorry if I was meant to know that. Sometimes I forget. Like, I've just now found out Silence from Canada, and bloody hell, Silence like a best bud. So I should know that. I can't believe I called you a best bud, Silent. I hope you're not offended. But what do you mean I'm a best bud? How dare you? Midwest monotone. You monotone? I like all accents. Accents are fascinating. It's a fascinating thing. And one thing people shouldn't do is judge someone's intelligence by their accent. It's a very disgraceful thing for somebody to do. It's fine. I haven't been along to a stream in months. I'll let you off. But I'm honestly very happy if there's UK people, if you're from the UK and you like my accent. Because I grew up really paranoid of my accent because nobody from England appreciated it. People would laugh. People say people from the West Midlands are thick because of our accents, and it's like, that's what I mean about the lol thing. It's like, well, go away, you asshole. But I'm just happy that there's nice people in the UK, because most people I've met are the nice compliments I get about my accent are always international most of the time. We sound like newcasters. Newcast? Anyway, what were we doing? I forgot. Oh yeah, we were putting our cliffs down, and I was confused why the door disappeared. But yeah, I think that was where we was putting them. Oh, it's reappeared. I'm baffled right now. There. Done. Your accent is lovely, don't tell you otherwise. No, I'm fine. I've very much, as I've gotten older, I've embraced my accent, and I like it now. I see it's a unique feature that I've got, and 98% of people that I've talked to on here really are a fan of it. It's one of their favourite things about me, so I've definitely come to embrace it. But there's still always that, that what's the word, stigma, yeah, there's still that stigma around, and I want to try and nip that in the bud if anybody ever if it ever comes around. It's a pet peeve of mine, somebody that judges accents and stuff. Oh yeah, that isn't in line. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of because we're not doing the mapping in the tile set in the in-game editor not in-game editor, just the editor of RPG Maker, because we're not doing it that way anymore. There's going to be a lot of times where things are out of place and looking wrong, which we don't get that problem in tile sets because it's all very very organised with the grid and things. But it's not a problem. Like if we've ever saved this map and it's finished, and then we come across a visual glitch during testing, and that it's going to be easy enough to sort out because I'm keeping it all as a PSD file and layered up, so it'll be easy enough to go back and edit. And I think that's all good. Nothing. It's not perfect yet. There's a few little corners and sections of the map, like here for example. If you zoom in, we've got this blunt little square here. I need to fill that in, for example. There's just a few little areas like that, and little tiny things like that I might just do off stream before I import the maps again on RPG Maker. But what was I doing? Yeah, I was renaming the layers. So I'm going to just hide everything, and I'm going to just make sure everything is really organised, because if I don't, it can just get very confusing otherwise if you don't name your layers. Okay, so these are all the big cliffs, so I'm going to merge then. I'm calling big rocks instead, because I don't know if cliffs is the right word. Now the little ones. Those are all the flowers. Look at, you're going to see a big mess now, everyone. Those are the vines. Plants. I put plants and dirts on the cliffs as well. They're quite subtle, but it's nice to have that little detail. And those are the trees, just so for that's the highest layer, so the character can walk under them. I need to do that for all the other maps too. It's the bridge shadow, and oh yes, this bit. Forgot about one bit. Let me just hide everything again. Just this bit here is going to be just what we're going to call that, merge visible. This layer is going to be just like the extra little bits, like the visual glitches and stuff that I spot that I need to change. I'll call it visual glitches, because that's the only thing I can think that makes sense to call that layer, because those cliffs weren't even there, so I had to add them. So yeah, that is basically everything that I've manually added when the map isn't, you know, on top of the empty map. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that we've done, and I think it's totally worth it. Parallax mapping it's allowed us to add all this stuff, all this extra stuff, and it just gives more life to the map. It's not generic. It's not going to look like every single other RPG Maker game that might use this tile set. It adds a nice unique touch to the game, so I'm happy that we've done that. The only thing we have to sort out is the lag that we're experiencing in game and the loading, because the map, because it's a big image file now that we put into the game, it takes about 5 to 10 seconds to load in on some screens. And if you've been watching, maybe you've seen that while I've been test playing, and I've got to figure out how to fix that. So that's a little bug that I need to sort out, and I'm sure there'll be a solution, because I'm pretty sure a big percentage of RPG makers use parallax maps, and now I've found a way around it, so I've just got to figure out how they did. But I'm going to just save that now. Oh yeah, it's already saved. So number 1 out of 6 is done now, so we got to just do the same thing for all the others. And it is time consuming, because it's just as time consuming as the flowers was, putting vines all over the cliffs, but it looks pretty. I think it looks pretty. I mean, it's very messy, like Rex says, look at all that mess, but forests are very messy, aren't they? I have never seen a tidy forest in my life, so the more messy it looks, the better. And yeah, I'm gonna be happy when all these maps are done, and it'll just make me really excited to do the next dungeon. We're gonna have another ton of dungeons soon. Well, in about a year's time, there'll be a little portfolio of dungeons I'll have done. People underestimate how long good level design actually takes. Yeah, it can. These streams are proof of how long it does take. I mean, you guys, you've watched how long it's taken me to do the flowers and all this, and it's taken, you know, a long time, and I think with experience you do get a bit faster. But I jumped into the deep end For the first ever dungeon, I decided to do something that was going to involve a lot of assets and that. There's the cave will probably not require as much. For a start, it's not going to have all the flowers. We could have like really gone simple and just done a normal forest that was flat, on flat land with no flowers at all, and that would have been a lot more simple. We wouldn't have had to have added all the flowers and all the decoration. But I wanted to do something challenging, okay? So I wanted to do something super pretty that'll grab people's attention at the start of the game. You said things are going to get messy for a bit, and I said look at all that mess when it was no background and just all the fire. Yeah, I know that's what you meant, Rex. I'm just teasing you, but it's meant to be messy, you know. That's all I'm saying. You know, like the goal for this forest dungeon was a mess. That was like, because forests are a mess, but it's a pretty mess. Pretty mess. That's it. Get out of the hole you dug. I know exactly what you meant, Rex. Don't worry. I know you meant when I was doing that. I'm not offended at all. I'm not offended. don't I hope you don't think I am. Because it's supposed to. I see mess as a compliment. Layers and stuff, because it shows all the work that's been put in. If there's not enough mess there, then that means there's not enough that's been done. Okay, guys, like I think we might as well try the next one. I feel like now we're in the swing of things. We might as well carry on doing the cliff decorations today. Although I did kind of say in yesterday's stream that we might do a bit something different just for variety. I think we might as well just carry on now. And it's once it's done, that's one tick off the list then, because it'll always be there. If we just move on to something else, it'll always be there to go back to do. And I'm peckish. I've got some fruit here, everybody. Do you guys like watermelon? This is watermelon. It's gonna be back. I'm glad that I've got a fork though, because I wouldn't like to eat it as a full-on melon on stream, because I'd be dribbling and have a wet face. It's a very messy thing to eat. Hi C, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you guys don't mind if I have a nibble of some watermelon. I'm a bit peckish at the moment. I've got some grapes as well. I used to drink milk a lot on stream as to fill me up, but now I've moved on to fruit, as you've probably seen. It's because I had like a stomach problem. Was it last week now? Yeah, I had a really awful stomach that left me bedridden, and I'm kind of suspicious. There's no proof yet, but I'm suspicious that dairy was the reason for that, dairy foods, because it definitely wasn't food poisoning, and I don't think it was anything else. And I know that I've been having a lot of milk, and so I'm just kind of reducing my intake of that at the moment. Did you bring enough to share with all the children? Are you the children? Is chat the children? Yep, I'm your mummy. I'm your guys' mummy. So it's a bit inappropriate though, with me and Rex, to say that. Okay, so finally, map 2. Right, this is, we need to open the PSD file for the one with the flowers. I found an easy way to get a shortcut now to our RPG Maker folder, because it was very difficult to get to. There's about 10 folders to find all the assets, but I've got a shortcut now so I can get to it much quicker. Okay, so this one here has the wrong map. It's got our old one where the cliffs are really messy. So this is why I've opened the old image. I mean, the new image, sorry. That's better now. As you can see, the cliffs look different, the pattern, because I realised that the pattern was wrong. And so it looks much better there than it does there. Because there's a weird line horizontally that goes across and breaks the cliff pattern with the other one. So I'm just going to merge that down. We've got the flowers, they look pretty. We've got the trees. And okay, so let's think what we need, because there's a lot. We have the little rocks, the big rocks, the vines, plants, and the dirt. So I think I'll do it in that order. Big rocks and little rocks, then the vines, and then the plants, and then the dirt. So I'm literally gonna just copy them from this map and then just drag them into the appropriate places. And I'm gonna just lock all the layers on this map too. Also guys, I'm going to just randomly put my commands in chat again, because I want to, even though I have them on a timer, I just want to make sure everybody's getting the chance to vote, because today is the last day, well, the last stream of the week, should I say, before the polls get closed. So next stream, the polls will likely be closing if we have enough votes, that is. If I feel like we haven't, I'll probably keep them open longer. But I really do want to get the next part of the main story confirmed soon, so we can move on to other things. You can set quick links to folders. Yeah, it's just so much easier, isn't it, to not have to go through all the folders on stream. Okay, so I'll pop that one there. I like putting them on the thick ones. They don't have to be in the middle either. Not necessarily. There's this one. And we'll just put that one and that one, because that's the thick one, so needs a little bit more. I think there was only, yeah, there's only 4. So now the little rocks. Yeah, this is the process, guys, of making a detailed map. Even when you've done all the layout and you think you've done it, you haven't. If you want to make it look even prettier. Watermelon's nice and yummy. What's everyone's favourite fruit? And what's everybody's least favourite fruit? My favourite fruit is raspberries. And my least favourite fruit... what's my least favourite fruit? Because there's some fruits I just don't eat. So I can't really say. I'm actually not sure what my least favourite one is. Yeah, we'll put some a bit low because we don't want them all to be super high. I think it'll be quicker. Doing the next 5 maps will be quicker than the first one was, though, because it just involves copying and pasting everything and reorganising the positioning. We know what we want it to look like, so. So maybe we could put. Yeah, maybe we could put that one here, like having 3 on that one, just to fill up the space. I mean, this one, those 2 don't have any on them, but that's fine. Not every single one has to have one on. Otherwise it looks too organised then. Grapes are your favourite, surprisingly. Grapefruit is your least favourite. Why is that a surprise then? Is it because it's grape? It's got grape in it. I don't think I've tried that one. There's so many fruits I haven't tried probably, so I think it's unfair to say what my least favourite one is when there's some I haven't tried. I don't like oranges though when they have pips in them. I really don't like that. But when they don't have pips in them, they're great. So least favourite is cherries. Favourite would be pineapple. I've always been unsure about pineapple, but I've not really given it a proper chance, so I don't want to say it's my least favourite. But I definitely don't like it on pizza, for sure. I think if I'm going to have it, I'd have it separate from pizza. Are you a fan of pineapple on pizza, Res? I know Rex doesn't like it on pizza, which is good, because when me and Rex live together, that means that when we order pizza we won't have arguments. I think it must be hard if you've got a partner that disagrees with you with pineapple and pizza thingy. Put a small one there as well. It's like a little stepping stones. And I'm gonna yeah, I'm just gonna, actually, I'm not gonna delete it. I might put that somewhere. I'm wondering if that would look weird there, being as we haven't been putting them on the. Yeah, I'm not going to have it there. I think it's a little bit distracting. I kind of like keeping them in the background on the bigger cliffs. Okay, so. Just make sure they're all in line. But I'm glad I've added the bigger ones. I think they've made a difference. I mean, the quality isn't perfect with them, but I think we've done an okay job, and I've just noticed a visual glitch here, as you can see. Sometimes I've done the tile set and I've like literally just missed one out, which is weird for me because I'm usually quite thorough, but it happens. We can't be perfect all the time. So I'll just have a layer where I just fix those glitches, I think, in Photoshop. Father-in-law has it on his pizza. Yeah, I think it's probably much nicer separately, but Val likes pineapple pizza. How you doing, Val? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. How are you doing today? It's funny, it's like such a split thing, isn't it? Like some people like you either hate it or you love it. I think it's one of the most split things that people have an opinion on in the world. Been lurking for about 15, have you? I appreciate the lurk. I love my lurkers. And I love my chatters as well. Okay, so let's add the vines now. The messy bit. We've got like about 7 types of vines, which I like. I'm glad that we've got a lot of variety. So I'm going to just copy and paste what's on that cliff. Some of them really camouflage with the cliff, so you can't actually see them that well, but I think that's good that they don't stand out too much. I like that it's subtle. It's subtle. So I'm not gonna I'm probably gonna leave those ones where they are and not move them about too much. But obviously the ones that are in the wrong place here have to be moved. I'll be a good girl and keep the grid on. It's not like, I don't think it's like vital that we have a grid for this, but I know. Part of me still wants to stick to the grid when doing this, even though it's not a tile set anymore. But if you're curious about what the hell it is I'm doing, this is the command. I make games. These are really camouflaging. What I'm going to do is I might make the background. Yeah. I'll just have it opaque for a sec, like that, just a little bit transparent. Just so I can actually see where these lines are, because they're really blending in quite a lot. It's so much easier when you can actually see them. I really like these ones, these thick ones, but they're harder to. It's harder to put them somewhere because they only work along edges. So I'm gonna drag this one down, and that'll be a good spot for that one, just under that tree there. But yeah, actually, it's going much faster. It felt like it took about 4 hours to do the cliffs yesterday. But we've only been doing this for about, what, 20 minutes? And we've nearly filled all these cliffs at the back already. That's pretty neat. Now, where is there a bit of a area that needs filling up? Probably this, yeah, that one there. Okay, have we got any more lying about? No, I think we moved them all. So I think these cliffs are not far from being done. We gotta just put some in these ones. And some maps have more cliffs than others, like map 4 has got so much cliff, so that'll take a while. But some of them don't have as many. Okay, so I'm gonna not copy and paste as many this time. I'll just grab these ones. Itchy nose. Just like the flowers, it's a really time-consuming thing to do, but it's easy. Just takes hours. I hope you guys think the vines are worth this. I do. But sometimes it's subjective, some might not like them. But I really wasn't fond of how the cliffs looked when they were bare. So that's why I like it. I didn't hate how they looked, but I definitely thought I could have done with the improvement. Now that don't look right there. Looks like it's randomly floating. Yeah, I'm not sure with some of these thinner. Ow, ow! I've got knee ache. Okay, nearly done with the vines. I'd say just a few more on some of this area here and here. Maybe just a couple there as well. And then there's just then I just put the dirt and plants on, and they're just there for a bit of extra detail. I hope that this music's in the new Final Fantasy VII remake. I think they're going to stay loyal. I heard the battle theme for 7 and it was amazing. Like, seriously amazing. And I'm very much a critic of this remake. Okay, so we've got one more vine to go somewhere. And then that's it, I think. I don't really want to put any more. I think there's enough. Put it there. Okay, let's see. Let's just put it back at 100%. And see how it looks with the grid off. I think that's okay. Let's just add some dirt and plants then. No, the dirt really doesn't stand out. I don't even think it's dirt. It looks more like stones. But it just kind of breaks up the cliff pattern just like a touch. You can barely see it though. I'm gonna make it transparent again. Yeah, need to lock it. going to spread these around on a few of, and put them on a few of the cliffs. Oh my god, I've got so many unnamed layers. Oopsie. It's going to get confusing when I have to name them all and merge them. But this just goes to show how bloody fussy I am with detail, because some people wouldn't even bother with something like this. It's that small and unnoticeable. Last one, I think. Okay, now I'm actually going to name and merge some of the layers now, because it's going to get really confusing otherwise. Okay, actually it's not too bad. That's all we need. Okay, now the last thing that I have now are these like little plants here. Just add those on some of the cliffs as well. It really just helps break it up a bit more, because we don't want just vines and nothing else. Oh no, well, it's not just vines, there's loads, but you know, the more stuff the better. Forests are like natural, and the more mess the better. That's my rule. The more mess the better. I wonder if Silent Lost has got 500 raindrops yet. That's what I'm curious about. I'll be checking my bot after stream. Okay, I'm going to take it off the transparent now, because I think the plants stand out enough. So just as I was doing a command as Studios, call you as Studios instead of as Real. Is that how I pronounce it? Thank you so much for this. Appreciate that. And yes, my alerts are messed up. The background's disappeared on them. But you can still see it, can't you? I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, and appreciate the support. Hope that your day is going amazing, because you deserve it. And I'm going to give you some hype too. Now you got a lovely little pink blood drop badge by your name that gets darker and darker the longer. I've been thinking about if there was ever a 2-year badge, what would it be? Because we've already got the deepest colour blood. But I suppose black would be even deeper, or maybe like a really deep red that was almost pit purple. But then you've got gold as well. Gold could work, maybe. But affiliates don't get that. Maybe in the future though. Hype! Thank you for the sub. I can still read it. I'm probably going to change my alerts, sort them out at some point, just so that the background's fixed. What do you guys think about how everything's looking now? Oh, where's our pretty flowers gone? Let's bring them back. Doesn't look the same without the flowers. I mean, I think it's still a pretty forest, don't get me wrong, without the flowers. But it just looks so flowery and pretty. Look really good, thank you. Level design isn't an easy thing. Like, some people might think, oh, it's not your art, so it's not too hard to do. But the art's just one step. It's putting everything together as well that's tough. I'm sure people that like playing Mario Maker know that, because the assets are all there in the game, but it's putting them together. It requires a level of talent for sure. Now, I'm not going to put these plants on every single cliff. I'll probably spread them out. I'm literally just adding them for just a little bit of extra variety. Hi Papa, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Looks very creative. Yeah, I think I've really stretched the limits with what I can do with a flowery cliffy forest. It just makes me excited to do more types of dungeons, but at the same time I don't want to rush. I want to make sure that this area of the game is high quality, guys, in terms of storyline and quests and monsters. It could be very easy to be like, oh, this was so fun, let's create the next dungeon right now. But I just want to make sure the game is a well-rounded game, and I focus on everything, not just the level design and the maps. I want to make all of it good. I want the story to be good most of all, and it's going to be hard as a team that are collaborating to get a consistent, decent story, but I'm going to try my best to make sure that it all makes sense. And especially because we're all allowed to vote on the options you like the most, I'm sure we'll get a good one. It's been a long time, how are you? I'm doing good, Papa. I'm having a lot of fun with this project. And I'm going to put the right command in again, because that's the one I want peeps to vote on most of all. We've got quite a few votes on the names for the Everbloom Forest last two maps now. We've got quite a few on that one now. Defo, the story one, I want everyone to vote for their favourite outcome for the story for Chapter 1, Part 2. Okay, I think I'm fine with that. I think that's done. Just merge those layers. Only got a few. So that was done pretty quick. Like I feel like we've done, like the treetops are actually done in that one, but the treetops aren't actually done for maps 3, 4, 5 and 6 yet. But how long would you say that took? How long ago was it when I started map 2? about an hour, maybe less. I don't know. I lose track of time very fast. How is Mike? You mean living on Edge, Papa? The only Mike I know is living on Edge. He's a good friend of the stream. But Mike's doing well the last time I heard from him. But yeah. Haven't spoke to him this week, but he was around stream a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually going to move this vine down just a touch. Sometimes I like two vines together, but sometimes it doesn't work as well. Doesn't look terrible, but I think same for this one actually. I wanted to like fill up the middle, but something about it looks weird there. I think it's because again it's got like an edge that's quite sharp. This is my problem. I think I'm done and then I look and I'm like, no, that needs changing all the time. This is a pretty track, isn't it? From Final Fantasy VI. Okay, that's okay. I'm fine with that now. And the good thing is it's all layered, so if ever in the future I'm like, nah, that looks lame, you can just change it and save the map again. Gamer Smart. Oh, that's Mitch. That his name's Mitch, Papa. He's doing good. He doesn't stream anymore though. He's going to be doing YouTube instead. So if you still wanna like follow him, then follow his YouTube channel. I'm not sure when he's uploading content because I haven't really spoken to him, but follow his Twitter or something. I'm sure he'll update it on that. Very relaxed music, yeah. It's from all the music I'm playing in the stream is from Final Fantasy, all the Final Fantasy games. Because I'm a fan. A fan of the composer. So it's seen live in concert as well, the orchestra once. Gonna miss him? Well, you don't have to if you keep up with his YouTube content. He's not going anywhere. Just changing platforms is all. Okay, so I'm going to open map 3 now. We'll get started on that. What's the time? It's 5 PM. So we've still got an hour of stream. Probably not going to finish all 4 maps at the end of stream. But because we've got next stream the Monday, so we've got a few days. And I'll probably be working. I'll be working on some of it at least once during those 4 days. So I'll get all the vines and that done. And yeah, we'll be doing other stuff next week. Don't want to still be doing vines next week. Become a vine stream. Okay, so the good thing about this map is there's a lot less cliffs, as you can see. So it's not going to take as long. We've just mainly got this big one here. And these are small ones here. So let's sort this one out. I think a good thing to do would be have a few big rocks on this one here. Well, at least 2 or 3. But not, maybe we'll put a couple of small ones there instead. Don't want, it's quite thin, it's not, it's long but it's thin. Oops, what did I do there? Still got, I've got to do all the treetops and that for this one as well, so it's gonna be time consuming. And we'll delete the rest of them. I think, were they the only ones? Yeah, I think it was just the 4. Flowers, no matte layer. Okay, so little ones now. I'm just going to copy the one actually. Put a little one there. One there. Maybe something like that. Hello, Rosie but Rose Face. Hi, Chub Cheeks. How's it going? I won't bring them all. Don't worry. I know that I gave you nightmares on my tweet yesterday. I hope you didn't have any actual nightmares. But I will say right now that don't worry. I will not be having a permanent Moogle mask on stream. I do not have the skills to craft a 3D paper mache of the mog, so it'll just be my face. I'm afraid you just have to put with my face. Anyways, I'm going to chill and watch your lovely project. Thank you, Papa. That's freaking lovely of you. But if you're intrigued, I mean, I'm sure that this command has popped up many times in chat, maybe. But I always like to make sure, because I want people to know about it and understand what's going on. Because this isn't just a game. It's not not like a solo thing I'm doing. It's a community game. We all do it together, and think of ideas, and it can even be a character as well. But you need to have a certain amount of raindrops, which is our stream currency. So people have been grinding for that for weeks, months, so there can be a character. Anyway, let's make sure that these little cliffs are properly put down, because gotta make sure that they're in the grid, otherwise the pattern doesn't match, and that'd be terrible. I hope you're having a good day, Chub Cheeks. It's Wednesday, can you believe it? Where's the week gone? How is it already September? I'm scared. I'm going to be 40 soon. No, I'm not. But it feels like I will be if the way that time is passing. Okay, so what other ones have we got? Actually, move that one across. So I don't like it when things are in line with each other. I like them to be off a little bit. Oh my goodness, chub cheeks! I was about to get Mark, but I'm not. I'm gonna honour you. Hi guys, can you see me and hear me? I don't know what happened then. Basically, when I loaded OBS again, it says don't go live because your media files are still syncing with the cloud. I don't know what's happening. I'm rubbish at understanding these techie things sometimes, but it seems like. But my computer's very old anyway, but it shouldn't do this. I mean, I can still play modern games on PC. I was playing Fallout 4 the other day, and that was fine. I wasn't streaming it, of course, but I was playing it. So it's weird. I don't know what's happening. Thank you for the welcome back. I'm on mute. Am I? Oh, you can see and hear me. I was muted and I was like, okay, because OBS said that I was fine and had my mic on. But yeah, I'm glad it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out what's going on there if I can. Might have to sort out my alerts. Maybe I should change them to something else instead of Streamlabs. But I'm using Streamlabs OBS, so it makes sense to use Streamlabs alerts. But it's always when the alerts happen that there's lag, I've noticed. Maybe it is to do with the masks, because it seems like ever since I've had them on stream that there's been lag, and it was fine before. But thank you, sub, for the chub. Yeah, your sub was way too strong, clearly, and it is September. Hi poo. Thank you so much. I'm going to put some hype in chat now to celebrate that. Hi poo. Okay, let's carry on. I'm just looking at the Discord and just get it up a sec. Makara's uploaded some fan art of Lakefall, which is our game. That's awesome. It is, it's Lakefall. It's Lakefall, but in 3D. In even better graphics. How cool is that? The tree just needs a face now. The bridge is there too. It's so good. It literally looks exactly like it. Makari, did you do this all yourself? Cause it looks beautiful. I love it. Thank you. I'm gonna. I don't know if Makara's here or lurking, so I'm gonna just comment right now. I'm hyper. Did you say thank you for the sub chub? Or I did. I said thank you for the sub chub. It rhymes. Thank you so much. Yeah, your sub just shocked OBS so much. How dare it? She did say. Did you go back and check? I did. You can clip it if you want. Thank. I love that. I really think that's amazing, and I'm actually curious on what other sections in the game would look like now. Yay. I'm going to just check how the polls are getting on, guys. I'm just going to have a quick peek. Yeah, we got a few more votes. People are a real fan of Serpent's Fork for map 5, I can see. It's because we like snakes. Is that the word for snakes? Is that the cool kids' way of saying snakes? No, snack. And for map 6, it seems like it's a draw at the moment for map 6, guys. So get your votes in for the name for map 6 if you haven't voted to map 6, because it's all pretty close. We've got like 3, 3 and 2 at the moment. But yeah, I think it seems to be a clear winner for map 5 at the moment. But things could change. I'm going to keep the voting open until next stream, so things might change. And we've got some more votes now. Want to see some more though? I might put a tweet up at some point just to get people voting. Look at all these memes. So many memes. Okay, let's carry on with what we was doing. It seems like my whole computer and internet has died. Like, look, Twitter's completely crashed. Ever since that happened to OBS. Got to figure out what's happening. No, Rose, you said thank you sub for the chub. You flipped the words. Oh, I thought I said thank you sub for the. Oh, okay. That was a bit wrong. Now I'm embarrassed. What's a chub? I know really what it is. Okay, let's go back to we back. Yeah, we back. Just a tech issue. Had a little crash with OBS. It's never happened before. First time it's ever crashed from an alert which shows us something going very, very wrong that I'm gonna have to fix. But we was in the middle of just doing the maps. We're on map 3 now. We did map 2 quite fast, which I'm happy about. And we're gonna just do the same for map 3. Make it look even prettier than it already is. I'm hungry again. I've got some grapes, so I'm gonna eat my grapes. Fruit's not very filling, is it? I mean, I've got a donut downstairs, but I don't want to eat a donut up on stream because it's very messy. I have sticky fingers. Urban Dictionary. I used to think chub was a cute word until like that. Yeah, I learned it too from Chub Cheeks. We were looking at Urban Dictionary and I was horrified because I thought it was cute too. I thought it just was like a really cute adjective to describe something that was a bit chubby and thick, like a chubby cute animal or something, like a hamster. But it's got such a dark meaning there, really. How dare it poison my innocent mind. Chonker? Is that a bad word, guys? It sounds like it might be an offensive word. I don't want to get banned from Twitch and saying something awful. Save me. I'm too innocent. One of these days I'm going to say a horrible word and get banned from Twitch. Oh my god, Pop. Oh my god, look at me. Holy. How handsome. Look at my nose. It's my nose that's the most handsome thing. Wow, I'm in awe. I've always wondered what I'd look like as a Viking, like a real, like, you know, tough guy like this. Always wondered. Now we know. Thank you, Papa, for letting us know what I look like as a Viking and for the sub. That is super kind of you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the September subs. I appreciate you being here. And I wonder how long I'm going to have this for. Oh, back to normal now. Back to my normal face. Let's have some hype, guys, for Papa and for Chub, because I think we got interrupted during the hype for Chub. So we'll have some hype from both. And off it as well for the sub earlier. All three of you. And for Rex as well, for being just an amazing, the best person in my life. Always have hype for Rex every single day. Okay. Have I still got Discord up? Seriously? I was meant to hide that. I'm sorry, guys. Why is Photoshop not up now? Okay. There we go. There we go. I was meant to have Photoshop up the whole time. And I think I had Discord up the whole time. Okay. Here we are. This has been a nice chill stream now. Doing this kind of thing is nice and chill. Because it's literally it's time consuming and repetitive, but it's very easy, which is nice and chill. Whereas the streams where we do like lots of world building, that can be a little bit more it requires more creative thought, but they're fun. Lots of people enjoy them. I think I'm okay with the look of it. I'm a little bit unsure about that one big cliff at the edge on that tool. I might delete that one. Yeah, I'm going to delete it because I think it looks a bit much. I think it actually just looks better with a bit of space. Then we can just fill it up with vines and plants. Thank you for the hype, Papa. Thanks for making my Wednesday stream awesome. I'm glad I'm streaming more days. Because, you know, if I wasn't, maybe I wouldn't be hanging out with you guys. And oh yeah, if you guys, I know some of you joined Discord, as joined today, I think, but if you're not in the Discord yet, you get to be pink in there if you're a sub. So, yay! Okay, so I'm gonna just merge all those little rocks. What's everybody's favourite map in the Everbloom Forest, for those that know it like the back of their hand? Has anyone got a favourite? If you can remember what the maps look like, that is. I am going to put the pictures on Instagram. But the trouble with Instagram is it's really hard to, you know, it's just a small square, so I'm not going to be able to put the whole... I have to just crop little sections, which it might not do the Everbloom Forest justice if it's zoomed in like that, but we'll see. You don't have a favourite because they're all beautiful, is that why? Or my favourite is I like that one. I think it's because it's the first one. And I suppose I've got an attachment to it because it's the first one. Okay, so what's the next one? Vines, my favourite part. But because this is probably the least of the least cliffy area of the Everbloom Forest. We don't have too many cliffs to put the vines on, so this should be done pretty quick. Might not be too much of a job. Technology these days. What would we do without technology though? Our lives would be so different. Can you imagine living in the night before the 90s. Hey, where's that gone? Where's just disappeared? Yeah, we're gonna have some vines on this cliff for sure, because this one's the biggest. This one's the biggest one, and it needs them. I think that'll be fine. We don't want to overload every single square with vines, but that'll be cool. And this one. I was going to put it there, but I don't know. Kind of changed my mind. Oops. For some reason it does that sometimes. It grabs all the layers. Trying to find the right place for this long one. Maybe there. I think there is cool, but it's covering up a tree, so we'll delete that bit. That's cool. Gives a little bit of detail there as the player walks down these stairs. Imagine medieval times, but before the 90s. What? Yeah, everyone just watched TV before the 90s, didn't they? That was like the thing back then. Amazing how you can create lovely projects. Oh, thank you, Papa. Anybody's capable, though. I keep encouraging other people's to give RPG Maker a go, because it's like all you need is determination to make them, and I think if you've got that, you can do it, because it's not really heavy coding thing at all like other game engines. You probably have to watch some tutorials to get your head around the software. It's not too bad. Okay, so we're gonna have to put some of these vines around as well. I wonder what sort of dungeon would be the one you'd most like to see me do? Is there anything? Because I mean, this is a forest dungeon, but there's so many different types that you get in RPGs. Caves, mountains, deserts, temples. What else is there? There's more than that. Seaside areas. Something really wacky, like a futuristic sort of dungeons that in underground, spoopy forest. Which will be a totally different vibe to this one, because this is a nice forest. This is a pleasant forest. Unfortunately, I need to get going, but good seeing you again, Rose. Yeah, Az, thank you so much for that sub, and thanks for hanging out. I've enjoyed the chats, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. I'll be streaming again next week. I'm excited to be back. I'm glad you find it interesting, Papa. Slime Cave, Volcano Top, Underwater Town. Yeah, Slime Cave. Oh my goodness. Makes me think that our cave should definitely have slimes in it when we do it. So, for sure. Slimes are adorable. A Volcano Top sounds crazy, but awesome. That'd be like one of the endgame ones, because it'd just be so wild. Underwater Town sounds cool too. Like Atlantis. the Tron game, but in the clouds. That sounds wild too. See, we could get really wild. I mean, I know that like it's really kind of difficult because you're limited with RPG Maker, I suppose, especially asset wise. But I suppose like it'd be really interesting to see what we could do with something stupid and crazy. Because yeah, you can. I'm sure anything's possible. I can use my imagination to create something, I guess. Like with I'm thinking volcanoes. But you just need like a sort of. Just have to. I'd have to just create some of the assets myself, I guess. I'm thinking how to do it. But as for something like in the clouds, I suppose I could just have a background and then have cloud assets and jump on them, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows where this game's going to take us? A memory dungeon gives some backstory to a character. That's really cool too, Val. That's like really, really interesting. And this is why I like doing this a community project, because everybody's got something different as an idea, and something that if you did solo, you'd never think of yourself. So it's just always, it's going to be like it could be at risk of being a complete mess because of all the mash of ideas, but that's really it's really interesting at the same time. Friendly slimes that you have to rescue. That's really cute. Okay, when we have the cave, maybe we should have a side quest where there's slimes that you have to save. Because we are having a cave dungeon. The cave dungeon is the next one, 100%, because on map 4, let's get map 4 up. Map 4 of the Everbloom Forest has a cave. There's an actual hole in the cliff. Right here, so there's clearly going to be, that's clearly going to lead to somewhere. And it'd be interesting to decide what kind of cave it's going to be. All we know so far is that there might be some slimes in it. Final Fantasy VIII music again. Is anyone going to play Final Fantasy VIII Remaster? I'm probably not, because I've already 100%ed it just a few years back. But I'm really intrigued to see what it looks like, so I might jump in some streams just to say, out of curiosity. Because Squall looks totally different from what I saw in the screenshots. He's like, they've really made him like a pretty boy. I mean, it's obviously Squall, if you know what I mean, but it looks totally different to how he looked in the original. What about an alternate dimension that changes a couple of maps into a ruined version of themselves, like Stranger Things thing? That's really fascinating, right? Because that's really cool. Like, who knows? Like, if we ever like have the story, because what we'll probably do with dungeons is we'll go wherever the story takes us. So if we end up with the story being some involved with other dimensions or anything like that, then it's likely we'll have a dungeon that does that. So we just have to see where it takes us, I guess. Nobody knows. That's the fun thing. Nobody knows what's going to come up after the Everbloom Forest and what section will be next in the game. It's whatever will win the poll, basically. Whoever submits an idea and has the winning poll. And even like say if your idea doesn't win, because sometimes that's going to happen. You might think you might have a great idea, but it might not get the votes. You can always like submit it again in the future. Something similar, I guess. Because it's easy to get attached to our ideas. If we've got one we like. Anyway, where's our vines? They're all camouflage. I'm going to do what I did before and make the background a little bit transparent. I want to be able to see the cliffs, but I want to be able to see the vines too. But just talking to you guys about dungeon ideas, just it makes me excited. It really does, because we've already like had like several ideas mentioned, and they're all really cool. I mean, in episode 1, it's not going to be massive, but I want to at least be a few to several hours of play time, so I can see at least 2 or 3 dungeons during each episode, maybe. Definitely going to have the Cave of Everbloom Forest in episode 1. And maybe the next one that comes after the Everbloom Forest. I guess it depends how many quests we're going to have in this area of the game and how long we're going to make it. It's hard to say at this point. Have we got any more vines that are hiding? I think we've placed them all. Okay, so I think there's plenty there. We'll put 1 or 2 here, and some along these walls here and here as well. But just a few more. When we move to the next map though, which is this one, look how much cliff we've got to cover. It's going to take forever to do the vines and stuff for this one, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to like fill every single inch with vines. And if I'm honest, like, although it looks overwhelming and very large, when we're in the game, it'll be that zoomed in, and you're not even going to see what's at the top. Like you'll literally, all you'll see is this. But the thing is, I like to do what isn't in the view anyway, because you never know. If we had a quest that said that we had to climb the mountain, for example, or get a ladder, I don't like to think, oh no, we haven't done the assets for it. So I like to just do it all, so it's all there, and you, in the future, if you ever for some reason have to go to that section of the dungeon, you don't feel like you have to redo it all. Because like these bits here, these 2, like, won't even see them. It's like, we'll probably be like, you won't see them, but who knows, maybe some quest you'll have to go up there, we just don't know. I love I think the red vines are my fave. I think they're super pretty. But red's one of my favourite colours. I like the reddy and pinky and purple colours. But I also do like earth colours as well. I don't think I have a favourite. I wonder if you can see the tree, if it covers up the tree. No, it doesn't actually. That's a good spot for it. I wanted to put it there, but it'd be a bit awkward with the tree, and I don't want to chop it off. Where else could it go? There's gotta be a place for it. Yeah, I'll keep it there. It's fine. So we've got 4 more vines, and I think that'll be enough once we've put one there, maybe, or there, and there, or there. Yeah, I think that'll. Oh, we've got 5 vines actually, and I think that'll be plenty. Oh no, wrong one. I actually didn't expect this this section doing the vines and the cliff bits to be this time consuming. Is what it is. Creative projects do this to you. You think, oh, that'll be done in a day, be done in an hour, but no. Things usually always take longer than you predict. Well, for me anyway. So yeah, it's anybody that works on creative things understands what it's like. Sometimes, like, because the once in a stream someone came in and said that I would never finish this game, and I thought that was a very negative mindset to have, because it's not a race. It's not a race anyway, and yeah, it's not. You know, it's not very motivating or thing to say, but I just ignored it anyway, because it is, you know, actually makes me think, no, I'll show you. I'll finish it. And that's another reason why we're doing it in episodes, because it will at least, you know, if an episode gets done, that's something that's being finished. Takes the pressure off of thinking, oh my god, there's a full game to finish. When you break it down into episodes, it's much more it's less overwhelming. And the RPG game called The Way that I really liked, it did the same thing. They did the game in episodes, and I think it worked really well for that game. There's 6 episodes. Okay, that's enough vines, I think. Oh, I accidentally hid the big rocks, dude. Look at all that mess. And the tree, I haven't even done the trees yet for this map, because the trees are very important to I need to get them there on a separate layer to the ones that are already there, because that's how we get the character to walk under the trees. Otherwise in game we'll walk straight over them and that won't look good. I can't believe the time, you know, 10 minutes till end of stream. You know what, I'm going to just check if Silent and Lost has got his raindrops yet. Because he'll give me an... if he does, that means the character sheet stream on Monday. If not, it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever he gets them. He has. Silent and Lost have got over 500 raindrops now. My goodness. I'm going to have to give you the legendary raindrop roll. Jirai's also got it. I think I gave Jirai the legendary raindrop roller. So thank you for following Twitch, as I mean Twitter, sorry. I get confused with Twitter and Twitch sometimes because the both begin with TW. Does anyone else? What was I doing? Okay, Discord, yes. Yeah, Jirai's got it. So there you go, you're blue now in the Discord. Yeah, once you get the 500 raindrops, you become blue as well. So, blue's a pretty colour. Right, so back to Photoshop. Raindrops, yeah, that's the stream currency, Val. So, I believe it's every 10 minutes in the stream you get one raindrop. I think is it that? I can't even remember now. But yeah, it is quite a grind. The subs get double. But yeah, so some people actually have a 10k raindrops. That's how long some of them have been grinding. But yeah, it's the currency, and it's just a way to reward the loyal lurkers of the stream and stuff by letting them be a character in the game, because that's what you get when you become the blue legendary raindrop. How many minutes? I've actually forgotten, but I do believe it's one raindrop for every 10 minutes in stream. So if I do a 3-hour stream, which is what I usually do, that's 6 times 8. That's 18 raindrops per stream and 32 raindrops if you're a sub. So in a week, that's almost 100 raindrops for a sub and just over 50 for a regular viewer. So yeah, it's a few weeks, months of a grind, but yeah. It's a long-term project anyway, so a lot of characters aren't going to be introduced till a few months plus anyway. So Rex with that smirk, yeah, Rex has got over 10k. Rex has been in the stream since I started, so it makes sense in a way. He's been here most days because he's amazing and super supportive. So it's crazy how awesome you are. In a way, it makes me wish that you had a currency in your stream, Rex, so I could show off and be first as well, because I totally would be. Number 14 for Chubb. That's not too bad, Chubb. Not too bad at all. My goodness. crazy amount of hours. Usually at work when you stream. Yeah, a lot of people are. I have a lot of work lurkers that come in stream, but I know that not every workplace will allow Twitch. The place I used to work, they wouldn't. You'd be fired if you had Twitch on your computer at my old place. So if anybody here works and they're allowed on Twitch, you're lucky. That's all I'm going to say, you're lucky. You're in a good job. Oh, over 200 hours. It used to be you had to be in the stream for 120 hours to be a legendary Raindrop. But it's reduced now to 500 raindrops, which is a lot less than the 220 hours. And it allows some people to get there faster if they're a sub as well. So I feel like that's a fair way to have it now. Probably keep it like that. Over time, we'll probably get a lot of characters in the game, and that'll be cool. That'll be exciting. Okay, so I'm going to save the map. Oh, it's already saved. We only have to put some dirt and plants. And I like doing that. It's just a really subtle detail. But I've got to finish up soon. I'll finish stream. And so we're halfway. We've done match 1, 2 and 3. I would really like to do them before Monday's stream, finish them off and then show them to you guys. It'd just be a really good job done, and then we can do something else next week that isn't vines and cliffs decorations. That'll be cool. So we're definitely into character sheets next week, because Silent and Lost has hit the 500, and so is Kindle. Kindle did a while ago, but she did a character too, so there's 2 characters to do. And that'll be fun. I just looked over at the OBS and it says I've been streaming for 40 minutes. I was like, what? No, I've been streaming on that. Then I remembered that it crashed. I'm a silly. What's this song doing on again? It played earlier. The playlist is 9 hours long. So it can't play again. Not yet. I've been streaming for 9 hours. It's probably a different version of the song then. Okay guys, I'm going to save it there. And I have to go now. But yeah, it's been not an chill stream, and thank you for everybody that subbed today. I appreciate that, even though it crashed my computer. It's super appreciated, and it tells me I need to sort the problem out at least. And thank you for all the funny masks as well. I liked being a Viking for a minute. That was fun. I want to take a clip or screenshot of that at least. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I had a blast. So I'll be back on Monday next week. I stream Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a while. I'm going to miss streaming. But I like that it's 3 days in a row. So, I'll see you guys next week with more game making fun. Thank you for hanging out and being amazing. Have a good week. Bye bye.